Welcome to our guide on how to study math effectively. I'm your name, and I'm excited to share some tips and tricks that have helped countless students just like you succeed in math. Math can be challenging, but with the right strategies, you can master it. It's like learning a new language or playing a musical instrument. It takes time, effort, and the right approach. In this video, we'll explore 5 key strategies to help you on your journey to mastering math. Let's get started. So, you want to conquer the world of math? Well, every great journey begins with a single step. In math, that first step is understanding the basics. Think of it like building a house. You can't construct strong walls without a solid foundation. Similarly, you can't grasp advanced math concepts without a clear understanding of the fundamentals. Whether it's arithmetic, algebra, or geometry, make sure you have a firm grasp of the basic definitions, rules, and formulas. Don't be afraid to spend extra time on these foundational concepts. It might seem tedious, but trust me, it's an investment that will pay off as you progress to more challenging topics. If you find yourself struggling with a particular concept, don't worry, it's perfectly normal. Go back to your textbook, watch some explanatory videos, or ask your teacher for clarification. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Be patient with yourself, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Okay, you've got the basics down. Fantastic! Now it's time to put that knowledge into practice. Math is not a spectator sport. You can't learn it just by reading or listening. You need to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty with some problem solving. Think of it like learning to play the piano. You don't become a virtuoso by simply reading sheet music. You have to practice regularly, hitting those keys again and again until your fingers move effortlessly. Math is the same way. The more you practice, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. Set aside dedicated time each day to work through math problems. Start with easier problems to build your confidence, and then gradually increase the difficulty level. Don't be discouraged if you don't get the right answer every time. Mistakes are part of the learning process. The important thing is to understand where you went wrong and how to avoid making the same mistake again. Remember, practice makes progress. Sometimes math can feel a bit abstract, right? That's where visual aids come in handy. They can transform those abstract concepts into something more concrete and easier to grasp. Imagine trying to understand the concept of fractions without ever seeing a pie chart or a number line. Visual aids like diagrams, charts, and graphs can make all the difference in your understanding. For example, if you're learning about geometry, draw out the shapes and label the sides and angles. If you're grappling with algebra, try plotting equations on a graph to see the relationship between variables. Visual aids can help you see patterns, make connections, and remember information more effectively. Don't be afraid to get creative. Use different colors, draw arrows, and highlight key information. The more engaging and visually appealing your study materials, the more likely you are to remember them. Remember, math doesn't have to be dull and boring. Make it colorful, make it visual, and make it your own. Learning math doesn't have to be a solitary endeavor. In fact, it can be a lot more fun and effective when you team up with others. Join or form a study group with your classmates. It's a fantastic way to share knowledge, get different perspectives, and stay motivated. Think about it. When you're stuck on a problem, there's nothing more frustrating than staring at it alone, feeling like you're hitting a brick wall. But when you're in a study group, you can bounce ideas off each other, explain concepts to one another, and work together to find solutions. Plus, explaining a concept to someone else is actually a great way to solidify your own understanding. It forces you to organize your thoughts and articulate your ideas clearly. Study groups also provide a sense of camaraderie and support. You're all in this together, facing the challenges of math side by side. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, starting with the basics, practicing regularly using visual aids and joining study groups. But what happens when you encounter a roadblock? What happens when you're just stuck on a particular concept or problem? Don't worry, it happens to the best of us. The important thing is to remember that you don't have to struggle alone. Don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. Talk to your teacher, a tutor, or a classmate who seems to have a good grasp of the material. Sometimes all it takes is a fresh perspective or a different way of explaining something to make that aha moment click. Remember, there's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it shows that you're proactive and committed to your learning. So go ahead and raise your hand in class, schedule that extra tutoring session, or send that email to your professor. Your success in math depends on your willingness to seek help when you need it. Remember, math is not just about numbers, it's a valuable skill that helps in everyday life. From managing finances to understanding data, math empowers you to make informed decisions and navigate the world around you. Keep practicing, stay curious, and you'll see improvement over time. Remember those feelings of accomplishment when you finally solve a challenging problem? That's the magic of math. Thanks for watching and happy studying.